Hey everybody, this is John with CAD-Ray, and I'm going to show you the CLINUX design of a night guard using the manual export and import into CLINUX, assuming you're not using a Medit scanner and you're not going to be using the direct integration, or for whatever reason, if you just want to manually import instead of using the direct app integration, I'll show you how to do that. So whatever scanner you're using, you're going to want to export the models into a folder where you can find it. So in this case, I'll use my desktop, and I'm in Medit Link, and I'm going to choose the export button. And I'm going to choose to export this onto my desktop, and I'm going to call this nightguard. And I'll call the folder nightguard, just so it's easy to find. And I'll export this in OBJ format, but any of the formats will work. OBJ, PLY, or STL will work with CLINUX. So I'll click export. It's going to ask me, would you like to view your files? In this case, no, I don't need to see it. And then I'll pop over to my CLINUX web application, chairside.clinux.pro. You'll see the new user interface here, where I have all my cases nice and laid out, easy for me to see. I have all my patients here. If I want to see them by name, all my cases are here. And my tutorials for learning how to use CLINUX are here on the website. So if I'm in the home screen, I can click Import New Case. And I can go ahead and go right to my desktop. And I can find that nightguard. And I can just click Select Folder. Click View Files and Save Changes. That's a Google Chrome security thing. And it will automatically now import the models into my CLINUX web application. I haven't yet defined, by the way, what I'm doing, so I'm going to want to go here, and I'm going to want to edit the case info, first step. And if you're not bringing in a case from Medit Link, if you're bringing it in from another scanner, it's going to ask you to do this automatically. So I'm going to choose prosthetic or splint. Let's do splint. Let's do night guard, upper night guard. I don't need to match my scans. It already understands where everything is. I can do patient information, or I can skip that. And we're ready to bring our models into the case. First step after the import is to draw the guard line. So double click to start, and single click to tack the margin line or the guard line down where you want it to finish, where you ultimately want the night guard to finish along the teeth. Notice how the camera view will follow you as you click, which I think is kind of neat. You don't need to worry about rotating the model manually. So I'm bringing the guard line about a third of the way down around the teeth. You can use whatever clinical protocol you like to use for designing your night guards. Right click to go back, single left click to go forward. Bring the guard back to where it started, and when you get back to the home point, just double click. And if you need to edit anything, if you don't like the way that was falling for whatever reason, you can just double click to reconnect the line to itself. So once you have the guard line in, and you're happy with where it is, you can go ahead and click the next button. And in about 15 or 20 seconds, it will propose a night guard after we do the insertion axis. So this yellow that you're seeing is the undercut areas, and CLINUX will automatically block any undercuts that will prevent the guard from fitting. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll watch the system work for a second and then propose the night guard. So here's the guard that it proposed. Now in this case, I took the bite in the wrong position. I took the bite in a closed position, and as you can see, if I turn on the mandible here. But what's cool is CLINUX will let us move the guard, or excuse me, move the models on the Z-axis, so I can relieve a little bit of that pressure there. Typically, you'd want to take the bite in the proper open position using whatever gauge or cotton rolls or something to give yourself enough room for the guard. So in this case, I was able to use the opening bite tool to give myself about 3 millimeters of room here for the guard. And if there's too much occlusion on the guard, you can go ahead and use your add, subtract, or smooth tools. So I can go ahead and I can subtract some material away from these areas. And you can see the guard is relatively flat plane, and we can even use our circular shape tool if you want to change the shape of the guard in different areas. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the design of this guard, and I think it will print well. And if you look up here at the top, you can see I'm in print mode. I can be in mill or print mode. And what's cool is when I click export, just go to my cases folder, or I can choose CLINUX Rayware, which is automatically integrated. I can go ahead and click export, and Rayware will automatically launch. And it will automatically bring the guard into the design scene, or excuse me, into the nesting scene for Rayware. It'll want me to fix the model, which just takes a second. It'll go through a quick model repair, and then it will ask me to generate a support structure. It'll bring the guard in at the correct angle for printing with our supports, and we can choose our correct material and print this out just in a matter of moments. So in my opinion, there's not an easier way to design a splint or a guard and get it set up on your 3D printer. We have RP Slicer from Desktop Health. We have Alpha Slicer from Accuretta integrated, and we also have Chitubox for all of the more hobby-style printers available for you as well. So that's a quick way to import a design into the CLINUX web app, design a night guard, and then export it for 3D printing. Hope you enjoyed.